Welcome to Caros. This is a Three Pedals podcast. I'm Al Richards. We have Dan Pendleton with us today.
Hello.
And George Sandy.
Hello.
Hello. And no Mike today. He just got back from vacation yesterday and felt like staying home. And Ben is also gone today. He's hanging out at home. And thanks everyone for listening. If it's your first time, welcome. And if it's not, thanks for coming back. And what's been going on, Dan? It's been a couple of weeks.
Couple
2-3.
It's been a little while. It's good to be back, hanging out. How was your day today? So far?
Softball, and got a little tipsy after my first game. So
nice.
That was fun. And I don't know. Did you want to back to the Gilly episode? You weren't here, so.
Yeah, I actually came to the conclusion recently that when I'm not here, it's actually like nice because I listen to a bunch of podcasts, but it is kind of I enjoy listening to you guys banter. So it's kind of funny because I was like working not last Monday, but the Monday before on the house, getting stuff ready for like the barbecue or whatever. Yep. And I had you guys on like the loudspeaker, and I was just like texting you like comments and stuff. Like
I could tell too. Like you would, like you randomly, like 2 days later, you'd be like, "Oh, by the way."
Yeah, no.
It
was just funny. I was kind of bummed that I missed that one because he seems like a really good kid, or a really good guy. I still call everybody a kid.
Everyone younger than me.
Everybody's a kid.
Yeah, everyone younger than me is a kid. It doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, if you're into cars, you're probably brain dead or something wrong with you know, because it's like everybody's got their own little quirks, and it's like, you know, if you're into it, you're probably still like kind of a child, like when it comes to certain things, because you're really into weird stuff, and cars are weird in my opinion. But I've been good. Summer's been good. Seems like we got some like decent weather for a little bit there, and now it's like humid as hell again, which is
today was tough
to be expected. But I forget specifically. We were talking about Marketplace. Yep. You guys were talking about
What's in your like top?
Yeah, so I'm actually gonna bring it up because yesterday I spent probably 4 hours on Marketplace just perusing because I'm like, I've got a couple things that I want to buy right now. So let me pull it up so right now my top search is air compressor because I'm looking for a big compressor for the shop. Two really, really, really nice high flow compressors, like 80 gallon. I've found recently, but then within like an hour they were sold because they were like 25 CFM at 90 PSI, which is like enough to run a full shop. Actually, I was just talking to Chris Plord at the car show last weekend, and he was telling me he went down to this guy was like retiring, and he had a whole shop, and he got like a smoking deal on a bunch of shop equipment, including this massive air compressor that has like a delivery volume that you could run a body shop with.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of what I want because, like I'd like the capability to paint. And they say like 15 cubic feet per minute at 90 is like acceptable. But like if you have over 20 and then you have a large storage tank, it's like I have 15 or 16 in the garage at my house right now attached to my house, and it runs a lot. Like if you're pumping air, like if you're using a die grinder, and then when you're sanding, if you're going to be sanding, it's
air hammers, die grinders.
Yep. But the
wheel.
painting itself isn't really like that because HVLP is like high volume, low pressure. So it's like it doesn't really use that much. But that was one of the big ones, and I'm really just looking for like a nice one, but I don't want to spend like real money on one because like to get what I want, I should be spending in the range of like $3,500.
Yeah.
$3,500 to $4,000 is like for a really, really nice single stage or single phase 2-stage. Yep. Usually 7.5 horsepower, but I've been finding a couple here and there that's like 1,000, 1,500. So if I can get one in that suite, but there was a Snap-on one that was like a $4,000 compressor. The guy listed it for $600.
Gone.
And it was like an hour. I was like, can I just send you a deposit And he was like, I got some guy coming right now. I was like, it's been 25 minutes. Like,
the good stuff goes like that.
It does. And like, oh, did you guys see those Recaros that somebody posted recently? It was $450.
They're gone.
Those are scooped up.
They were gone so quick.
Yep.
They were sick. I got sent the message, but I was out like Friday night.
Oh, you sent the that black R32 to the group chat?
That was sold quick, right?
I don't know if it was, but I sent it to Shane. Shane had already messaged the guy 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
Like already about it, and I sent you.
Well,
the
3
interior.
people sent it to me.
Yeah.
And I was like 12.5 for a Mark IV R32, and like it was like the guy had done a fair amount of work.
The
Like,
interior
clean.
was borderline, but
Yeah, it looked a little ratty.
yeah,
Was
but
it clean?
It was
it
rust
looked
free.
pretty clean exterior wise.
160,000 on it,
Yep.
I think, and it was like, black magic pearl. It had wider fenders on the front, which I thought was a little strange.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I wouldn't choose that unless
No.
you're gonna do like a wide rear.
Yeah.
But
Because it'll look weird.
right. But I wondered if they fixed rust maybe, and they were like, oh,
Why I'm in here.
Do you already have an R32, Dan?
He does not.
You everything else, but not an R32.
I mean,
he's got 3 Mark IVs.
the Mark IV GTI for me fills that.
I agree with that.
I do think the all-wheel drive system does add, and the seats, honestly, like I have the Recaros in my Mark IV, but I was thinking recently I'd really like to drive that car next year and like get it back, even if it just stays the way it was.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just like not register it because I'm like, well,
What's the
it's
point?
more of a show car, but I was driving it to work like a lot, and then I'm like, oh, do I want to put?
I bet you if you registered it, you'd drive it more.
Yeah, I always have June.
Yeah.
The dog, so like she can be a little much in the back seat. I've got like the cage set up in some of my cars with like the big burrito that goes over the seats. But I've been driving the RS4 and I put her in the back and I'm like, that's carbon trim. Like, don't, that shit is expensive. Like, and she'll like jump on the door panel. And I'm like, I told you to sit down. It's like stressful for me.
It's like yelling at a toddler.
Yeah, exactly. And she doesn't know English. So, but yeah, no, that was a cool car. I like the Mark IV R32s, obviously. But
did you see that Jeremy bought one?
did he? What color?
What's the rarest color?
Tornado
R32?
red? He did?
Yeah.
I think
They only
did.
made like 500 of them.
Yeah. How's the clear coat?
Not good.
Yeah, I was just saying, there's probably nothing left.
We went down to Connecticut to get some Volkswagen parts, I don't know, year and a half ago.
Yep.
Just happened to see it on the side of the road, some guy's driveway, and we turned around and there was a for sale sign in it. Jeremy communicated with the guy for like a year. And the
He's
guy
been working them.
Oh, but the guy he wouldn't be serious about selling it. Too emotionally attached. And just recently, the guy reached back out to him and said, yep, I'm ready to sell it. And he went down and put it on a trailer, and he's got it now.
Is it a runner? Like, was it?
It runs and drives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the issue? We just had it off the road for a while?
Yeah. The rockers are a little rusty. I think there might be a couple other issues, but all the reds, the clear coats falling off.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they wouldn't admit that. Volkswagen would not admit that.
No, why would they? Then they got to
Like,
fix it all.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's normal.
Yep.
Yeah. Remember there was a red camo one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just going to bring that up. Yeah, no clear coat left, and they wouldn't fix it.
Yep.
So he's like, fuck it.
I'm doing red camo.
Yep.
He did the whole car. Yeah. The second thing on the list here is Jetta parts, because I've been looking for a Mark IV Jetta hood that's like clean, preferably platinum gray for Kim's car.
What's wrong with hers?
Well, we bought one off of a friend a long time ago, and it was like kind of beat, so it needed to be worked. And like even the guy that I had do the body work on the car, he was like, this thing's kind of like smoked. I should have just bought like a new hood when I don't even think you can still buy. I meant to ask Paul Ramos recently. I think I did. I ran it by him. I'm like, can you still get Mark IV Jetta hoods? I don't think you can. I think you can get aftermarket. I want an OEM one. But anyways, the filler, that was like a good amount of filler on the hood. It started to chip in the corner. So really, like, besides like the interior and like that hood, like the interior is okay. It's just like the headliner, typical headliner shit. But that GLI is like in pretty good shape. So, I mean, I've talked to Kim about it. She doesn't want to sell it. She's like, why would we sell that car?
It doesn't owe you anything.
No. And it's like the air's kind of like, she's like, well, air, I think we all go through phases with air depending on the car.
Yep.
But like it looks cool on every set of wheels because it has air, you know, you just get it fitting right. And even just like the twists, it's like classic. It just looks good. So that's in there. Jetta Hood is also in there, and then Recaro.
Yeah, because you're looking for Recaros for the Mark 1.
For the Rabbit. Yeah. I'd like to refinish the front seats or get Recaros and have them match to the red interior of the Ratty Rabbit.
That's one of my ideas. I have a early Westy white car with the baby blue interior, and I was thinking of getting Recaros and redoing them to match the baby blue interior.
It's Johnny supposedly has a bunch of fabric in that red color, so I think that would be really cool. I actually just fitted the BBSs, finally got them on there. I had a fiasco with the adapters because I had to run. So it turns out 20 mil all the way around with the setup that I have is perfect. But I got to roll the rear fenders. So I want to be really careful. I have a fender roller, but that like paint
they're thick.
Yeah, it's got a big wide like on the four door.
It's not a Mark 5.
No.
It's
so
the lip is thick.
I was kind of hoping Johnny would like pop by and we could just like maybe I'd pay him, but you know, I hate rolling fenders. It's like you can always warp the panel like if you're not perfect but the fitment up front's perfect with 20s. I had to buy these short cone seat lugs for the adapters so that they don't protrude too far. So that took a little bit to get. And then the rears are drums, so I ended up having to grind them down and to cut like 8 millimeters off of the bolt, the threads, because I couldn't move the drum.
They'd interfere with the internals of the brakes.
Yes. I'm like, sweet. So I took 8 bolts and just put them in the vise and just cut them with
them off. Then you just bevel the edge?
I didn't even. I just went straight down with it and they threaded in fine. I was like, sweet. I lined up the edge of the bolt with the vise and just went at a perfect 90 degree. And it was like no issues. So, but let's see what else I got. Oh, I'm looking for a Coates tire machine.
Okay.
So Coates makes the tire machine that we have at our work, and it gets absolutely hammered every day. Like, there's a nicer machine on the other side that has more like fancy stuff, but I've always liked the Coates. It's electric with, you know, it's got the rotary table, obviously, and then it just has a hydraulic helper arm. And I have done so many wheels and tires with that thing, and it gets minimal maintenance over the years. Same one that's been there forever.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think it was new when we got it. So every time I see them, they're like, you know, new, they're like $8,500. So I've been looking, and there was one in New York that was in really good shape. The guy had a tire shop, and he was getting rid of a bunch of them. So I asked him, I was like, is there any play in the turntable? Because the bearings can wear out, and they're kind of a bitch to replace. You can do it, but they don't technically sell a bearing for them, I guess, supposedly, from what I'm told.
What do you got to buy a whole wheel? Like a whole table?
Yeah, I think so. But I think you can. I just would like to find one that doesn't have play. And ours doesn't, surprisingly.
Sean and Tim have a balancer they might be looking to offload.
Those are easier to find.
Yeah, but they have one.
But the Coates seem to be like the industry standard for tire places and like that take a lot of abuse. So 1,500 to $2,000 seems to be like the sweet spot. There's one in Loudon right now for $2,000, and I'm like, but the thing is, I don't really need a tire machine, especially if I don't have an air compressor in the shop right now.
Yeah, true. It'd be in there with
it would just be sitting there with absolutely. I mean, but yeah, no, I want to get the tire machine, the balancer, and I want to get the air compressor set up for the big shop so that I can have a little bit more capability out there. But yeah, that's my marketplace. What do you got? What do you got, George?
Well, let's see. I don't think mine have changed in a fair amount of time. I just search for the same stuff.
Do you search a lot, or are you on there quite a bit, or?
I usually alternate in the evening between scroll Instagram for a while and then, okay, I'm kind of fed up with this. And then, okay, marketplace. And I don't even go into the groups I'm part of. I'm not even on Facebook. I use my wife's Facebook.
It's not the first time I've heard that
No,
from people, actually.
Shane did that for the longest time.
Yeah.
If he would buy and sell stuff, he would use alleys.
Yep.
And he would take like screenshots of him like bashing the dude, and it's a girl talking shit to some guy selling something. It was hilarious.
4x100.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Just always seeing if there's something interesting out there, and
Hey, if you're 20 minutes late to the ad, it's already sold.
exactly.
Can I
Gotta be
just say
first.
something about that? When I was looking for the wheels for my Rabbit, that 4x100 market is
It's tough.
aggressive.
Yep.
Like the shit goes up and it gets sold quick. And eBay, 15-inch wheels on eBay 4x100 are more expensive than like 20s half the time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They're retro stuff.
Yeah.
I've one that I've searched is one of my favorite wheels. The two favorites of all time. One is Zender turbos.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you just can't find
No.
them. So along those lines, I've searched turbofan wheels on eBay, and there's some stuff that comes up from, I think it's Japan and stuff, but they're 4x114.3. So it's like, not really what
That's
I want.
what I had. That's what I have on. I have the RS2s now on the Rabbit, and it's 4x4.5, which is 114.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess it's 114.3.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, but that was really the only cheap option for like a 2-piece set of BBSs, unless the RX2s, which is also a great wheel.
Right.
Which is what you have on your truck.
But mine are 5x100.
Right.
You
Oh,
can-
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
You can find those in, I think they did them on Polos in the UK, and you can get them in 15s and 16s with 4x100.
No kidding.
Yeah,
That's cool.
But they're not exactly the same. The center, where the center cap is, it doesn't have as good of a look.
Yeah.
But what else here? VW MK1. What else?
Any Mark One.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
seeing what's out there. You know, you got
Still
to.
looking for that barn find.
Yeah, I've been like, after I met him at the barbecue, I started looking for Mark One caddies,
It's just
and I'm just like, I'm like, they're out there, and they're not super expensive.
the deals you hear about once in a while.
Yeah.
It happens, but it's like that spontaneity of you're just on Marketplace.
You gotta be ready to
20
pull the
minutes
trigger.
later, you're like, okay, let me come look at
Yeah.
it. And people are weird. Some people are like, I got a guy coming. Well, I'll give you this much more. No,
Doesn't matter.
I got a guy coming. Just, so it's like you got to be right on top
Some
of it.
people honor the system, and
Yeah.
first person is the first person, and they stand by that.
Yeah,
It's not all about the money.
right.
Yep, they just want somebody to be like, all right, cool, you're coming to get it.
Yep.
All right, I'll wait for you. And then if they don't show up, then it is what it is. But
One recently, I've been looking for the OEM Mark One Rabbit roof rack, and it's got to have the blue shiny metallic sticker on the back with the Volkswagen part number. And I just happened to go on Marketplace, and there was one in Meredith, New Hampshire for sale, $150. I was like, okay, sure, that sounds like a decent price. Again, I'm messaging as my wife, so I don't know what it's like on the other side for a person, but ended up driving up talked to the guy on a Thursday night. I said, I'll come up after work tomorrow. The guy's like, okay, I'll hold it till tomorrow night for you. Drove up and pull up in my wife's Mazda CX-5, and the guy's got rows of air-cooled Beetle hoods, whatever you want.
Yeah.
The front and back
Body
hoods.
panels. Yep.
And so I walked up and I said, where's all the water-cooled parts? He's like, the roof rack's the only thing. I always like the stories that go behind things. The guy had bought it in a few towns over Squam Lake 30 years ago at an estate sale. He saw the Volkswagen part number on it, bought it, hung it in his shed with all of his air-cooled parts for years, 30 years, and then I bought it.
Wow,
Just
that's crazy.
The story's cool.
Yeah.
I like the
Did he
story.
have any? Did he still have air cooled cars or just parts?
It was like a small house in like sheds out back.
Yeah.
In like lines of hoods and stuff.
But no full cars or no.
There was one that like the other house beyond that. Probably his. I don't know. It just looks like he parted them out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
that's cool though.
yeah, it one of those things, you know, I peruse every once in a while on Marketplace, and too far away you find one and they're too big to ship. So I was like, this one happened, and I was like, awesome.
Yeah. That's cool.
Nice.
The only other thing worth mentioning would be, I don't know how to pronounce it, but a moped, Puch.
Oh, Puch?
Puch?
Is it Puch?
I don't know.
Puch. Puch.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Puch Maxi.
Are you looking for one for the back of the truck?
Yes, because they make one of them, a Puch Maxi, I think it's like a Mark II. The color is almost the same as my truck.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
So but
Oh, wow. Yeah.
you could just rip it around shows too, and
Exactly.
whatever, camping or whatever
Yeah.
you're doing with it.
if I found the right one, the right price, there's a couple on there.
What's like going rate on these things?
A really nice one that doesn't need, because the gas tank is part of the frame.
Yep.
So there's one in Mass somewhere, Westminster, that's $725, but the guy's got an auxiliary little gas
tank.
bottle hanging because the tank is rusty on the inside. So it's like, yeah, that's a good deal. It looks the part, but
So you'd have to strip the entire frame to like
you'd have to try to
refinish the interior of the
just
cut it
kinda
open or
something. I don't know. But like, I mean, a nice one that doesn't have rusty tank issues is a couple grand probably. But
they're neat little.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be a real eye catcher to pull up to a show with the green moped that kind of almost matches the same color.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like there's a bunch of weird colors and yellow and stuff.
Yeah, I just kind of blow by all those looking for the green one.
That's cool. I've always liked the old, like, what year did they make those? Like 70s?
It's like 78. I saw one.
78.
Yeah.
But some of them came with like the wire wheels, and there's some that come with like a cast aluminum 5-star wheel. It just looks way better.
I mean, there's a tan one on here for 900.
Yeah, but it's not green.
I know.
Match the
It's
truck.
got to be the right color.
Yeah. It's a yellow one. I mean, they're not super expensive, but
No.
yeah, I guess if you're looking for a very specific color.
I have a moped that I've been trying to get running. It just. Yep.
Is it one of the-
That looks like the color.
That's
Is it the
the
pedal?
$500.
Pedal to start on those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
I have one.
It's in New York, though.
Yeah.
I bet you I can find. Are they Italian? Or French, maybe?
I don't know what they are. But I have one right now, a Batavis, and it's red. I was going to strip it down, repaint it, and it's just haven't had the time, life, you know.
It's Austrian.
All right, I was looking it up, too.
Puch Maxi.
Yep.
2-stroke.
Yep.
Yeah. They also make an off-road one.
That would be.
Wait, really? Oh, they make some off-road vehicles.
Oh,
Oh,
I
look
see.
at this thing. That's awesome.
I was going to say, if they made an
Halflinger.
off-road moped, Johnny would be all about it for his off-road rabbit truck.
yeah, that
Oh,
truck
yeah.
is that thing's
Thing's
sweet.
sick. Where did he get the door bars? Is something he made
made 'em.
or okay?
Yeah.
He said they're like for a Jeep, and he just modified
Them.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And I'm assuming they open. I didn't see it.
Yeah,
so-
no,
yeah.
those
Yeah.
doors close better than
Yep.
a factory golf
Wow.
door or a rabbit.
Rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because it's so light and
Yeah.
just the striker, it just feels so nice. I'm like, dude, how'd you get that fitment? Like, it just feels so good to shut the door.
I think he said he put the latch on the striker and then brought the door bar to it and then welded it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, because everything's open.
Yeah.
So once you
Yep.
do it, you just tack it and then you
Yep.
can open it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
Because
makes a
the
lot of
hinges
sense.
sag over the years on everything else,
Yeah.
so it's like, yep. He just
Yeah, that makes sense.
relocated it. So,
But he was saying that he modified nothing and he could take those off and bolt on a regular door.
oh,
Nothing.
That's
it
cool.
all
Yeah.
would bolt right back together.
very cool.
That's awesome.
So you like Mark 1s, right?
I think he's a big fan.
That's where I live.
I love Mark 1s, man.
They're just There's something about driving them. They're just looking at them, driving them. They're so much fun. I mean, it started for me years and years ago. Oh boy, I had many rabbits I wish I had back that are long gone. But
do you know how many cars you've owned over the years?
No, I
lost count.
Well, when I was younger in college, still living at my parents' house, I probably had 3-4 regular rabbits, 2-door, 4-door, one rabbit GTI, 83 or 84 black.
Red interior or blue?
Don't even remember. I know that I bought a Magnacharger supercharger for it.
Oh, wow.
Went to H2O, going back, showing my age.
What year was that?
I don't even they're all a blur. Once you get to my age, it all becomes a little bit blurry.
Pre-2000. You think? Because I don't even know when H2O.
No, I don't. I think H2O started roughly around there.
Well,
right around 2000.
If you really go back, I've been to an H2O show at Lime Rock Park, Connecticut.
Yep. That was like one of the first.
Yep.
Probably 3 years or so.
Yeah, they did it a few years there, and then it moved to Ocean City.
Yep.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, and that's when it was inside. Yeah, late 90s.
It was.
98, 99.
Was
first.
It
was in Connecticut.
Yep. At Lime Rock Park.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And then relocated Ocean City around 2000. So only did a couple years there.
It was late 1990s. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but I have a couple shirts, like I want to say 03 from H2O when it was in Maryland. The big cartoony looking cars.
They were still doing that.
The font and everything
towards the late 2010s.
Yep. But I met a guy. I think it was down at H2O. It might have been at Dust Off. But anyways, a guy, Yarrow Sport.
Yep.
And he had the Magnacharger. I went back home and couldn't stop thinking about it. Got his contact info and ended up borrowing money from my brother to buy it and put it on. It was the coolest thing. You don't see many of them, and I got so frustrated, back to CIS.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get it to run great. And I ended up, and I hated it because it had the close ratio GTI transmission.
The 4K, was it the 4K box?
Yeah.
They call it?
Yeah.
And
2K box, I forget.
It was
4K.
Around a small town, like you never stop shifting.
Yeah.
You're upshifting, downshifting all the time. And it
was good for stoplights, but but first was so short.
Yeah. I ended up selling the supercharger, shipped it to Germany, got all the money I borrowed from my brother to buy it, and I had paid him back, so that funded painting my truck. But there was a couple Rabbit pickup trucks. I had a friend that I went to Hudson Valley Community College near Troy, New York, and a friend, I did the automotive program and he did the body, and we were going to chop the roof and lower it, and the truck was going to get painted Viper Race yellow. Some of those decisions that you're glad never
probably would have been
transpired.
But at the same time, that's how it was in like the early 2000s. Everything was bright colors and body kits and whatever,
Yep.
So it's like, you would have, now you look back on it, but back then it would have been cool.
Oh yeah. It's just, it takes me back to, there's a PVW magazine, and it's I think it's a Mark II Golf, and somebody did that. They chopped the roof. The side windows are like maybe 12 inches tall.
Like a hot rod style, basically. It's weird because it's a box.
Yeah.
You're like, you see these old like Buicks and like Mercuries.
Like it's cool, but you're already taking a low car for the most part and chopping it down even lower.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So do you want to walk us through like where you were born? Like
Social
some of your
security
early
number, mom's maiden name.
If you could just give us your credit card number, we could order you some Mark I parts.
Yeah.
And then also where like how you got into cars.
Was your first car a Volkswagen?
Technically, no. So I'm originally from Bennington, Vermont.
So it was a Subaru.
Yes.
Was it really?
Yes, it really.
That's awesome.
Was it a wagon?
No, it was a Legacy 4-door, light blue, and just a trunk. They're kind of cool looking.
Yeah.
Today's standards now, back then, it wasn't. But
I like the Legacy GTs when they came out, like that first.
Yeah, this was like an 80s, like really square.
Okay. Yeah.
It fit what I needed. I had, in high school, never had turned a wrench once. My dad showed me how to change the oil, and I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And
was that your high school car for a while? Or?
Yeah. I have a friend in southern Vermont. It would be always a party in a field type of thing. And one time we were at a party and consuming alcohol underage, and somebody
what else is there to do in Bennington?
Exactly. The cops are coming. The cops are coming. So everybody scatters. And I had a few drinks. So my friend hopped in to drive my Subaru at the time. And we're driving down.
Allegedly.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Took me a while to find it.
Tried to take a shortcut across a little triangle patch of grass, and it wasn't a good idea. After that, the shifter was not mounted in the floor anymore. It just, high school stuff.
Yep.
Old stories. But then, getting into automotive, I was into art in high school, and I was like, how am I going to make a living being an artist? And a friend of mine in high school was in they called it a career development center, but it's like a BOCES program. And my senior year, I was like, well, I guess I'll try this. And that was the start of the downward spiral.
Of what? Working on cars?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I got into cars. And
So it was an automotive program?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's for the kids with ADD, whatever, that can't focus. There was a machine shop. There was a wood. It wasn't really a wood shop. It was, you would go out the program built a house, and then they would sell the house after 2-3 years of kids working and building it.
Sounds like child labor.
It definitely is.
Somebody's making bank.
Yeah.
Well, I think
I'm assuming it funds the program
That's
for the most part.
They cycled the funding
after
back
3 years. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah. But that's how I got into cars. And in that program, I started doing a work study instead. So a couple days a week, instead of going to class, I would go to a car dealership, and I was intrigued by Volkswagens and went to a dealership. And from there,
Were you still driving the Subaru?
I don't think so at that time. I think I had gotten my Volkswagen by then.
Yeah.
But-
Do you remember your first VW?
Oh yeah. Never forget it.
And
It was a 91 Mark II big bumper, 4-door Calypso metallic green. Golf. Yep. Calypso. If I could find another Calypso car,
So it all makes sense now.
the Calypso's not too far from the Inari Silver.
Oh, that's Inari. The truck now.
The
Okay.
truck now
Yes.
is Inari,
Yes.
but my start was Calypso. And
Yep.
I went through the automotive program, did my work study. I would go to the Volkswagen dealership, started out washing cars and driving these new cars, dealer swap. I'd drive, 2-3 hours, walk in this dumbfounded little kid, 18 years old, like a stack of paperwork and a license plate, and like, I'm here to do a dealer swap. And then I drive back 2 hours, a different whatever, Volkswagen, Chevy, I worked at a Volkswagen Chevy dealer in Vermont, Manchester, Vermont. That's what's kind of funny is I started out automotive at a Volkswagen dealer in Manchester, Vermont. Quite a few years later, moved to New Hampshire and worked at a Volkswagen dealership in Manchester, New Hampshire.
No, I thought the previous dealer that you worked at was also a Honda.
There was 3 years in between. I left the Volkswagen, went to a Honda dealer.
Okay.
For 3 years.
So it wasn't dual Volkswagen Honda. Because I always thought that was really weird.
No.
For some reason, I thought that was, I was like, VW and Honda. Imagine the difference of customer. Like people who are just weird.
Grapponi had
and people
Honda,
who are
and then they had
reliable.
the Volkswagen and Mazda dealer like right next door.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
So just for the record, I worked with George for a long time. I think it was
6-ish years
6. Yeah.
I mean that's a pretty good time.
Yeah.
at the Volkswagen
That's how
dealership.
at the Volkswagen dealership. That's how I met him.
Yep. I've met a good number of good people at the Volkswagen dealership.
Was he there before you were?
I started in 2010.
You were there before I was.
I was there when Manchester.
I didn't know. It's fine. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
there was an ownership swap.
Yeah,
at
I
one
didn't
point,
know
and I
if
started
you
when-
worked at the previous
No, I did not. No.
dealer.
No.
So I did know 4. I worked it before they got bought out.
Yep. Yep.
So I wasn't sure.
Yep.
Yeah, but you started. When did you start?
I don't either.
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Yeah.
It's all a blur to
Yeah,
me.
I mean, well, that's what happens.
People ask me, "Do you remember this person that worked here?" I'm like, "No."
No, not unless they put in more than like a year to 2 years.
Yeah.
It's tough. We were going through that at work trying to remember. I was bringing up a sales guy, and the writer's like, I don't remember them. I was like, they were definitely here because he had a fucked up story.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
Oh,
whatever.
I can't remember
And I was
all
like,
the salespeople.
No,
Sales is like
sales is
crazy.
real
Sales
tough.
is a revolving door.
Yeah.
Sales is like we've had like the same guys for a while, but they still push them. I remember
You always have 1 or 2 guys that just get cycled out. You know, you'll have like a core 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But like, there's always 1 or 2 guys that just get pushed out the door.
I remember every tech that's ever worked there though. Like I mean, if someone was like, "Hey, do you remember?" I mean, maybe not like if they worked there for like 2 weeks, but I have pretty good memory when it comes to tech.
We had this guy Vinny one day came in. It was it was peak COVID. 3 guys were out. There was 3 guys on, 3 guys out, and we hired an hourly guy. This dude shows up on a Monday. My manager is out in the shop pulling a turbo off a Countryman, and he had Vinny over there helping him. The guy had a hammer, a couple ratchets, a row of screwdrivers, a row of wrenches, all in the top drawer. He left that day, never came back, left his tools.
Not worth it.
No, he was like, I'm out. Like, he didn't actually do anything. I don't know what scared him off, but he just never came back. And my manager's like, hey, like, can we at least get the key to the toolbox back? Because we have all built-ins.
Yep.
And he just never, we're like, we don't care. You don't want to come back. That's fine. All we want is the key. You know,
so side story, I forget. Well, I wasn't sure if I was going to say it, but I don't really care. This kid worked. He just left basically.
Okay.
But he was there for 8 weeks, and they just stuck him doing PDIs. That's all he did.
I mean,
and
you know
was
what?
Like,
that's not a bad thing to start off on.
It's not, but like they didn't explain to him that that's pretty much all he'd be doing. So one day he just walked up to not me, because I would have been like a different scenario. But he walked up to someone that I work with and was like, if they give me one more PDI, I think I'm just going to leave.
And they gave him
and
another
then he
PDI.
left at like 11:30 and just didn't come back.
Went to lunch and never came back.
Everybody was like, did he quit? And like, it was like kind of getting word around the shop. I'm like, I guess he just like had enough. And then like he showed up the next day and they were like, you can't do that. So we're like, we're all set with you. And he was just like, he's gone.
So Hoyt, Justin.
Funny though. He's just like, if they give me one more PDI.
Oh, and they gave it to him. But
he was doing like 10 a day.
But somebody should have told him. I mean, if he was flat rate, he would have been making money.
So he was flat rate prior, and I guess he was doing like 60 hours a week somewhere.
No.
So like he was like, oh, I don't know if it's true or not. You know, people love hyping themselves up, and then when they get in a shop environment and they're actually like under the gun, you're just like, you did what? You can do what? I'm sorry. I need you to like redo this whole job because it wasn't done correctly.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the situation. But yeah, I don't know. It was just so funny. If they
like,
give me one more PDI, I'm out.
I'm out of here. But Hoyt left Harley to go work for a Cadillac dealership. And when he went for the interview, everything was all fucking flowers and fucking, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Unicorns and rainbows.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Unicorns and rainbows. And he gets there, and there was no work Wi-Fi. Like, and you were blocked. Like, you couldn't play on your phone all day. And he's like, I'm sitting here bored out of my mind. It was like Friday. He was been there a week. And he basically sent a message to his old work at Harley and was like, hey, can I come back? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, all right, I'll be there on Monday. And he literally like clocked out, and somebody's like, where are you going? He's like, oh, I got to get something out of my truck, and just left. He's like, I'm fucking out of here. But yeah, I mean, you know, Hoyt, like that's something he would do. So, but yeah, he's just like, yeah, I'm clocking out. I'm fucking going.
I don't get it though. You put in 2 months or whatever, even 2 months. It's like you now have a record that you worked at a reputable dealership on a specific.
No, you
brand.
don't. You don't even put that on the application. You're like, I took 8 weeks off. I stayed home. You don't even put that down.
I guess not. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe if you haven't been there for more than a year.
Yeah.
But yeah. How many managers did you work with when you were there? I
mean, you guys are pretty good for one a year, right? Ish.
I mean,
I think we're at like 7 or 8 since I started, which is 16 years. That's pretty
okay. But for a while,
dealership,
for a while though, it was like
I was
one every 2 years.
John.
Out of all of them, I like John.
John Grabluski?
Yeah.
John Grabluski is the man.
Yeah.
And he's a true
Volkswagen
enthusiast. I saw him driving a T2 Touareg in Franklin the other day, and I was beeping, waving. You know how older people are when they're driving.
Oh, yeah.
They're just tuned right
Zoned out.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't.
I mean, I'm like that,
I can't
too.
get his attention. I'd have to hit him.
Yeah.
I'd have to hit his car.
He still might not know it.
Yeah, but he started out. He told me he did like hill climbs in like his Volkswagen Beetle back in the day.
Wow.
Like he was a diehard
Yep.
W guy.
Speaking of hill climbs, anybody going
Next weekend?
Next weekend.
So I got a buddy that messaged me and was like, hey, I got an Airbnb if you want to go up. And he had told me the price and shit. And I was just like, oh, maybe. I didn't want to like commit to it because I didn't know what
Saturday night?
I think he's got it for the whole weekend, but he said if you only want to come up for one night, he's like, I'll prorate it and we'll figure it out.
So Friday and Saturday night, because I think is it Saturday though that
I don't know the details. I know it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I don't know what's what days.
I don't really have anything going on. I don't think I'd like to go up and see maybe Sunday. I got to work Saturday, but
yeah, I don't know what he
really
messaged
cool.
me on, but yeah, I was like, I don't know, maybe, but I wasn't really like.
It's a huge event.
Yeah.
The Mount Washington Hill Climb.
Yep.
Yeah. Is Travis Pastrana that has like the record?
Yeah,
right
he did the record 2 years ago.
They haven't done it in quite a few
Okay,
years.
it might have been pre-COVID.
The video I saw clips from him racing. That is, I mean, it's scary. Like,
yes, he said 3 nights, $142 a person.
so it must be
So Friday, Saturday,
Sunday night.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe. Yeah, or
if-
Thursday,
or
maybe Thursday because they're probably going to be doing it
I bet
Friday.
you they'll do
So
practice.
it's probably Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Qualifying. I don't know if because it's just like is it a time trial, right?
It's
not like they're actually racing.
No, I think it's timed.
Yeah.
One car at a time.
Yeah.
It's a wild style of race to watch. Some years ago when I was younger, my wife and I, the Volkswagen dealership I worked at, we rented, it was a Chevy Venture van. They had their own internal rental department, and I got a better rate. So we rented it, threw our mountain bikes in the back, and my wife's brother was living in Colorado Springs. Drove, it was like to Erie, Pennsylvania, got a hotel. The next day drove, I don't know, it was like Kansas, and got like 3 hours of sleep in a rest area, sketchy, and got up the next morning, drove, and we made it. The next day was the Pikes Peak hill climb.
Wow.
And it was an experience. My wife's not even an automotive person, and she still talks about it.
Yeah.
We drove up Pikes Peak, parked, walked a little ways down, and we're sitting in a snowfield in the middle of the summer, and we're watching semi-trucks come around a hairpin corner, broadside sliding. It's wild to watch.
Yeah.
The day before we got there in testing, a Subaru had gone off, and supposedly the guy didn't make it.
Oh, wow.
It basically skewered the car on a pine tree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was it paved at that point?
Is it all paved?
It is now.
I'm pretty sure
I don't think it was paved.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
I think
Because
people-
I looked it up. Mount Washington, right? We're talking about.
No,
No,
we're talking
Pikes
about
Peak?
Pikes Peak.
Oh.
No, because I think they paved the top of it. At one point, it was dirt.
It was dirt. I think back when I went out a lot of years ago, it was dirt. But I mean, there was a Porsche. I don't know what it was. Just
The entire thing is fully paved now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think there was a good amount of
dirt.
so it was so it's 12.42 miles. It's 100% asphalt. It says here 1916 to the 80s mostly dirt. 1990s to 2000s more and more were paved, and then the final gravel
2011.
sections were paved. 2011, 2000. So maybe it must have been prior to 2011.
Yeah, it was
2012.
I graduated. I'm getting too old. I don't even remember when I graduated high school. 97.
Oh, we're the same age.
It's fun getting old, isn't it?
Yeah, I might be. I started a little late, so I might be a year older than you. But yeah, I graduated in 97.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
But-
tough out there.
Yeah, I mean, the Pikes Peak hill climb was amazing. We're sitting in a snowfield, like I was saying, and motorcycles with a sidecar, but the sidecar is just a flat platform with a wheel.
Yeah.
And there's a guy that's jumping onto the back of the motorcycle and hanging off the motorcycle. Then they go around whatever, a right-hander. He would jump back to the platform with a handrail, and he'd be counterweighting.
Yep.
Trying to weigh it down
I've
so you
seen
don't
that.
tip it over.
It's wild.
Wow.
Semi trucks, like I said, going around a hairpin corner, flat out, sliding around a hairpin corner. The one that sticks in my mind was a Porsche, and comes around a right-hander, and I could see down half of the right side tire around the corner is nothing under it. It's right on the edge.
Yeah.
And it's thousands of feet down,
Yep.
rocks and
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah, that is a crazy one. I still think Volkswagen has the record for the fastest with the IDR. It was their electric, because as you raise altitude, the internal combustion engines don't do as well,
They struggle.
obviously. So
not as much air.
they did the IDR, which I also think holds like one of the fastest records at the Nürburgring as well. But it was it was like 15 seconds faster than the next car that had held it for years. But yeah, so let's see. I wanted to see. 8 competitor fatalities in 100+ years, which honestly, for as crazy as it is,
At Pikes Peak?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. No guardrails, 14,000 feet.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
I'm surprised there's only been 7 deaths.
We should figure, like, I would consider going Sunday if you wanted to cruise up.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
we could do a little
figure it
cruise or
out.
something. So I wanted to ask you, so you worked at dealerships mostly. Did you work at any independent shops?
Not really worth mentioning. When I was going through college, I mean, it's part of my story, but there was a guy, like most crazy Volkswagen people, a crazy old guy into Volkswagens, had a bunch of them behind his garage and stuff.
Yep. Now
That's gonna be Dan in 20 years.
Well, now that's you guys.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm getting there.
You're almost there.
I'm aspiring.
And then it was just I would travel back from Troy, New York to Bennington, Vermont, about half hour, 45 minutes, and would work on whatever this guy had until like midnight, go home, sleep, get back up at like 6 a.m. the next morning, travel back to Troy, New York for college. And the stories are great going through the automotive program. Like, I had kids that their family owned a junkyard, and one that sticks in my mind was kid had a full-size K5 Blazer. There were two of them. One had the full top came off and one had the short top came off. We would go buy a 30 rack of the cheap beer and go four-wheeling on a break, and then still have another class or two in the afternoon. Just
nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good
And then
times.
but like I would do that and make the dean's list, and this kid that his family owns a junkyard, he'd study for hours and hours and hours, and he'd get a C or a D, and it just came naturally to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So did you like working, so right now you still have a career in the trade, but you're kind of doing something a little different than working on cars. You're working on machinery, right?
Forklifts.
Forklifts.
It's a different world. I drive a van around. I have some freedom per se. It's just, you're not under a lot of what I didn't love at the end of my time at the dealership Volkswagen was everything was customer survey based. There always had to be a head on the chopping block, and you could do everything right for the customer, but if you forgot to check tire pressures, you'd get your hand slapped. If they had a bad cup of coffee on their way into their appointment, they associated that, and when they got a survey, they'd give a bad survey because they were in a bad mood that day, and it's irritating.
It's too bad. You can't give the customer a rating as well. You know what I mean? Because there's some.
Yeah, you can't really dispute it.
I mean, they try to. I see them on
you can try, but
it's funny though. If you like, when I was in Philly, I got a flat tire. I was like, it's a Golf R. I'm like, maybe I should just, no spare, obviously. I'm like, maybe I should just get it towed to a dealership. I have AAA, and then I checked the reviews on Google, and it's like, then I was curious about like some of the local dealers, but everyone has bad reviews on Google for dealerships.
Because you're always going to have those customers.
Yeah.
Can't make them happy no matter what you do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the stories that sticks in my mind that's, I don't even remember where I heard it, but makes me laugh is a customer put grease on their valve stem caps to see if the tech actually checked the tire pressures. So the tech checked the tire pressures and then went back around and put the grease back on the caps. And the guy lit him up because you didn't check when he really did, but
that's funny.
Turned the table a little bit.
Yeah, I do think there is a level of service that people look past. Like, I think it's easy though in an environment that maybe isn't the most caring for the technicians. Like at dealerships, you're not always like, it doesn't always feel like you're cared about, and it depends on the owner and the dealer and specifics. But I think from especially young guys, you go into a situation and they expect all these things from you. And then sometimes you don't see the reciprocation of those types of things being on the other end of like up front, like with the writers or like the management doesn't seem like it's very good. So as a tech, you're like, well, I'm going to do the bare minimum, and I think that it's hard to be kind of above that and say, okay, well, I'm working for the customer. I think people, not you specifically, obviously, I knew you were a great tech and you did things thoroughly, and but there are some people who they're like, well, why would I check the tire pressure? Like, I'm not getting paid to do it, unless you are getting paid hourly, then you should be doing it.
I mean, you should be doing everything.
You should be doing
you should be doing it anyways, but
it's tough, and
it is tough
with flat rate.
Time management is tough.
It's just so cutthroat.
Yep.
I mean, it's tough when you get loaded up with 3 waiters at the same time too. Like,
Yeah.
they're bitching at you to get the first one out when they're handing you 2 more.
Well, yeah, and then you do have to make decisions on the fly. Like, I don't have time to set these tire pressures. You know, the new cars, it's not as, you know, you see it on the dash. It's reading out,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
oh, it's at 36 PSI. I'm good. Or, you know, but like, then again, you know, when you're charging like $140 for an oil change or $200 for an oil change, it's like there should be a level of service there that's above, you know, a Jiffy Lube.
Yeah.
You should be setting the tire pressures. You should be topping off the washer fluid. You should be checking the coolant to make
Well,
sure that it's
I
topped
bitched
off.
out a kid for not topping off the coolant.
Yeah.
And I was like, I get it. It's not a second gen where you can see the level. The
Yep.
third gens, there it's you
Oh,
got the
it's-
cap.
is it a dark bottle?
It's not a dark bottle, but like it's also the bobber is low, so you can't see where it is. You have to take the cap off. Sometimes the caps are really tight and they don't come off right away. But there was something happened, and I was like, well, this thing was just in here a week ago. I'm like, it was probably so and so. He doesn't check them. And I was like, hey, did you? He's like, oh, probably not. And I'm like, it's not that fucking hard.
Right.
I do it on because they eat coolant between oil changes.
Yeah.
and
same with the new VW stuff. It's
and
like if it doesn't get topped off every time it comes in for an oil change, it will be
it'll
low.
set a light.
Yeah.
Or
Every car seems to nowadays.
Yeah.
but like
Not
if,
as much with the old stuff. It's different, it seems.
Yeah.
if
Like a
it's-
Mark IV, like
Yeah, I mean,
never had any issues with
No.
coolant usage.
No.
No, it either blew out a line,
All the plastic
grenades, or nothing happened.
If you had it though, it wouldn't drop.
No.
Like unless it was leaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. New cars, it's just like they just burn them.
Yep, all of them. But but like if it gets low enough, it might set a check engine light because it's like the Mark VI radiators where it's got the sensor in it. We have those in some of our cars.
Yeah.
And
The reservoir level sensor.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, if you would have fucking checked it, you may have known. You know what I mean? I don't know. I didn't like bitch him out, but I was just like, it's not that fucking hard to check. I go, I didn't do it all the time, and then I started doing it on every single one.
You made it part of your routine.
Yes, I changed my habit, and I realized that it has to be done.
You're also the shop foreman. So,
Yeah, I mean,
so that's. I think you have pride in your work. I think what I was trying to say is that like when you're kind of like lower on the totem pole as like a newer guy or like you're in your 20s or something.
But some people cut corners because they just like fuck it. You know what I mean? It doesn't
Exactly.
You know, these guys have been here 10 plus years and they should care, but sometimes I don't know, you get into a habit and you're just like, whatever, I can't see it. I'm not going to check it. I got to get the car out.
People need to pass that on, that like pride and workmanship.
Yeah.
Like that needs to be passed on. And it's like I said, it could be that the dealership environment it's not supportive. So it's like, well, I don't give a shit because they don't give a shit about me. And and in those situations, that's on the dealer owner. That's on the dealership management.
Yep.
If you can't find guys that want to put in the effort and have the quality of service that's at a high level, you're not training them properly or you're not treating them properly. And in your defense, when it comes to like time management, we do the most out of anybody. You know, we have so much stuff to do, and it's like now the video systems with like the multi-point videos. I mean, that is a time suck right there.
Oh, yeah.
Laura dropped the X3 off at BMW because her cup holder wasn't lighting up. And it's so stupid, but she was like, well, it's supposed to work. It doesn't work. And my buddy, she sent a message to my buddy and he's like, oh, get you in for an appointment. He's the service manager.
Probably just order another one.
It needed to be like not recoded, but like almost realigned. It was
cup
weird.
holder needs to be
it needed to
recoded.
be like reassigned, and it worked. It didn't take long, but she got a
video inspection.
She got her video inspection, and I was like, I wouldn't have done it. Like me,
For that.
15K on a car that's 8 months old. I 100% would not have done a video inspection. And Laura sent it to me and she's like, give this guy a raise. So I watched the video. I was like, oh, this guy went like way above and beyond what I would have done for a car that was in there for one single complaint that doesn't need anything.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
But at a dealership, your dealership, whatever you want, would you get reprimanded if you didn't do that video inspection? Because everybody that comes in has to have a video inspection.
We need to have a certain percentage, or it gets upper management kicks down to management that kicks back down to us.
Right.
But like there's certain times where I was like, if the car hadn't been in, if the car had went like 1,000 miles and it's a couple months,
right.
we don't have to. But sometimes I look at it and I'm like, all right, I'll also look at who worked on it last. You know what I mean? And I was like, all right, well, I know this person may not have tried to sell a rotate.
Right.
So I'll take a quick peek, I'll measure, and I'm like, all right, maybe it does need to rotate. Now I'll try to sell it. But yeah, no, it just, sometimes I don't do it. Like I had 3 cars in a row last week that I didn't do videos because they either had just been here or I was just super fucking busy. And I was like, the car's kind of new.
Just didn't have
it had the 8K on it. It didn't need anything. I was just like, all right, I'm doing the oil change and I'm shipping it out and I'm moving on to the next one. But yeah, if the car's got like 100K on it, it's getting a video no matter what.
You gotta manage your time.
Yeah,
too.
you gotta figure it out. If you're a
busy guy at work, it's like, hey, I don't see a lot of value in this over fixing this car that I need to get done today.
Yeah.
And that's all about time management.
Yep.
It's tricky sometimes. Like I did the same thing, like the other day, it was like I sent recos through on cars and I was trying to balance 3 cars at once. And I was like, 2 of them were waiting or 3 of them maybe, I forget. And it was like, well, I don't have time to do a production of like, this is what your car needs. So I'm relying on the service writers at that point to relay the messages. And if they have any questions, they can come to me. But I mean, the videos do help, but at the same time, like dealers that require it for every car, probably the same dealers that are like, you get 1 bay, 1 lift.
Yeah.
You're going to be, this is what you get. And if your car gets hung up on that lift, you better push it outside because you know what I mean?
I mean, I've done it. I've hucked it outside and then I go up and get another one. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, car's sitting out back. I'm like,
are you what, 1 lift?
I have 2.
Oh, okay.
But and I have an unofficial 2. It's mine, but like every once in a while somebody else uses it. They're like, hey, can I use that? I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to get hung up, especially if I'm already down that bay because for whatever reason, I had a water leak car that sat in the bay for like 3 days.
Yeah.
I finally found it. It had come in.
Oh, you figured that one out?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I talked to you.
Yeah.
The car had been with us for like a month. So the first time it came in, I checked the AC, the sunroof drains. They all came out. I was like, all right, cool. It's not that. I ended up replacing the rear hatch seal, shipped the car, came back, hatch is soaked again. And I had the fuel pump fault again. So I replaced the fuel pump and I had put a hose on this thing for 8 hours. Couldn't find it. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I'm going to huck it outside, leave it in the rain because it had rained that week. Nothing. Things dry as a bone. Everything's taken apart. Somebody was like, hey, try to turn it around because we got a little pitch next to the guardrail. I turned it around, went out the next day, soaked. I brought it back in. I dried it out. And then I was like, I'm gonna check the AC, the sunroof drains again. Dumping water and nothing's coming out.
And then pinched?
I don't know. It must have been something either clogged it or sometimes like spider webs will clog it. And so I took it all apart and I dumped water in it. And then when I drove it in, everything came dumping out of the C-pillar. And I was like, son of a bitch. So I ended up blowing out the drain and then all the water came flushing out.
Yep.
So then I dried it all out. I cleaned it and whatever. And now somebody's got to drive it 300 miles to see if the light comes back on for the check engine light. So they're not going to make me drive it. So we'll have the shuttle guy. He'll take it for like 20, 30 mile rips.
Yeah. When I do sunroof drains or like cleaning them, I use a small vinyl tubing just on the air.
Yep.
On an air gun and just a blowgun. And I just snake it in and just, and that's usually what I do when I clean them out or I'm questioning whether they're plugged.
But it was the fucked up part was it wasn't plugged. It wasn't clogged the first time it came in like a month and a half ago.
Yeah. But do you guys have like a special tool, like a snake tool that goes through?
I mean, we could probably.
I've seen people get burned really bad because they'll snake it through and it will just like disconnect it from where it's grommeted.
Push
up in the
right
A-pillar
off
especially.
Yeah.
That happened to somebody I used to work with and I was like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that's tough.
because then you have to like disassemble the interior to get it reconnected.
Yep.
But yeah,
we had a mouse chew on a front A-pillar one, and it's a rubber hose that comes up in the cavity of the A-pillar and then comes out.
Yep.
There's physically no way to change it without sending it to a body shop and basically disassembling the exterior of the car.
Oh,
And I was like, I tried, we got the tube, and I was like, I ordered it thinking whatever, and then I got it and I was like, I can't do this. Like, this is, so I end up finding repair instructions, and it basically says that's what you have to do.
wow.
And we're like, you need to get the body shop. You need to get the insurance adjuster down here to put their eyes on it so they can make a decision if they want to send it to a body shop and basically take apart the exterior of the car.
Engineering at its
Yeah.
best.
Did you miss water leaks?
No. I'm just sitting here listening to you two talk about water leaks.
God.
And I'm like, forklifts don't have water leaks.
Did you know they put a VR6 in a forklift?
Yeah, there's also
TDI, right? Or diesel motor?
I don't know about that. I know I've worked on a Lindy forklift.
Yep.
And I think it's like a German, and it had a Volkswagen, like an AEG 2-liter, like a Mark IV 2-liter.
That's so fun.
I did a timing belt, a water pump. It was so easy. But like most forklifts have hydraulic lines. You go to a hydraulic shop and they know what size hose it is. It's usually printed on it, different style ends, and they crimp new ends on. This one had a hydraulically driven cooling fan. So a hydraulic motor and hydraulic pressure turned the motor to turn the fan. The line had a leak, but on one end, it was like a banjo bolt style in hydraulic. So we had to order it from the Lindy dealer.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but no, it's the forklift world is so different than it's wild because you can have, it's comparable to like an old Volkswagen Beetle or a brand new car. And that's what I cover. I mean, I have to try to figure out old archaic electric forklifts that it's like trying to wrap my mind around it. And then even if I do understand it, I'm not going to use it again for 8 months and I'm going to forget it again.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's super challenging. And then newer stuff, it's like a Honda. Like we're a Hyundai forklift dealer, and it's like a Honda. You just go do. I don't know much about them because I haven't had to work on them because they don't break. They just work.
They just run.
They just work.
Yeah.
And you go change fluids, and it's easy.
Basic maintenance.
Yeah,
stuff.
basic maintenance.
Stuff.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
yeah, it's
Do you do just forklifts?
just forklift.
Okay. We had a guy come in recently with, he was redoing some of our air setup in the shop, and they put like a new waste oil tank in because apparently the one we had was too big. If it spilled, it would be outside of code for like cleanup or something.
Oh, okay.
Proximity.
It held too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
So they put a smaller one in with like a tank shut-off valve, so where you would connect an air line to your waste oil buckets in the shop.
Yep.
To empty them into there's a little valve that closes off if the level gets too high. It's just like a float basically that shuts off air supply. But he came in and put it in, and I put the air line onto the bucket, which just has a male fitting on it. And and it's got a pressure relief valve if you over pressurize it, just to empty the oil bucket, and it's filled with water. So I was talking to the guy, and it's funny because he was like, oh, yeah, well, I didn't realize that this airline comes straight through the parts department, which is basically air conditioned, comes through the back room, and then comes straight down, and off the wall, it goes straight into that tank valve, and then the airline is literally the lowest point. It's like that's where the drain. So we were talking about it, and I was like, it must be interesting working on stuff like that, those systems where you never really know what you're going to get, you try to specialize, but it's like, there's still going to be weird stuff with, with forklifts being as old. Do you ever just go somewhere and just write up a quote, and it's just like you should just put the nail in the coffin on this one.
Yeah. But a lot of the way I look at these businesses I go to, it's a globe, and they have raw goods that have to come in to produce a product. And then when they have a finished product, they put it on a pallet, and a forklift has to pick it up and has to get shipped out. So it's a globe. Mm-hmm. The axis of the globe is their forklift. The globe doesn't spin if you don't have a forklift. So many of them, the axis is made of poop.
Yeah.
It's just
terrible.
And it's like a lot of the places, they're not angry. It's just like you have to try to keep this clapped out old piece of crap going because it's not in the budget to buy a $25,000 new forklift or even a $10,000, $15,000 used forklift refurbished. It's just these places, a small business, they don't make $1 million, and so.
They're running the business, and they're getting by with the way things are running.
Right.
Anytime there's like another expense, it's like,
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, some businesses that we service are ginormous.
Yeah. They're still like that.
No, I mean, it's you just.
But throwing $5,000 at a forklift isn't a big deal to them.
Right. It's, I mean,
they're like, all right, whatever, fix it and get it going.
Yeah. I mean,
those are good customers.
Yeah. It's, you don't kill the goose that laid the golden egg. It's, I mean, a forklift that I'm currently working on, a drive unit for the forklift is $15,000. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So a manager's cringing and crying, but in the end, it's got to be fixed because
you can't operate.
Yeah.
What's the if you were to buy a forklift, what would you buy if you were to get like a used one that like
what would you personally buy?
Like what what's the brand or the manufacturer that you like trust and it's really dependable? And
the Toyota forklifts are
solid.
Solid.
Shocking.
I mean, we sell Hyundais. They're, like I said, I don't know a lot about them because I haven't had to work on them a lot. It's been a minimal amount of
maintenance,
diagnostic stuff that I've had to do. So the Hyundais are pretty good as far as I've seen.
Right.
But I mean,
they're pretty cool, honestly, to have one, especially if you have like a shop. Like, dude, I have those big shelves in the garage. If I had a forklift, I could just pick engines up.
Put stuff up there.
Yeah.
Put an engine on a pallet, strap it to the pallet.
Yeah, so cool.
We just have one of those like
hand
jack ones.
Yeah. So tell us a little about what you drove here today.
Drove my 1982 Rabbit pickup truck. It's quite a story. I was working at the first Volkswagen dealership, and my wife was going to school at Castleton State College outside of Rutland, Vermont. She called me and she said, "Oh, I saw a Volkswagen Rabbit truck." And typical reaction, like a little schoolgirl, giddy. So next weekend I went driving to see my, at the time, girlfriend, now wife, and pulled in and checked out the truck, and it was maroon, burgundy, and piece of plywood in the bed. Paid $500 for it. It was dented on both box sides behind the cab. One side was back into the wheel arch, and one side wasn't all the way into the wheel arch. But I paid $500 for it and started the process, and it was a 25 year process. I was building an ABA motor for it over quite a few years. Put a 1Z AHU Mark III TDI crank in the ABA to make a stroker. Would have been like a 2.1, 2.2 liter. And was going to run an ABA head with Weber side draft carbs out the front. And it never made it to the finish line. And a good friend of mine, Jeremy at JFJ, ended up convincing me I had a Mark III TDI with just under 300,000 miles on it. And he told me that's the motor that belongs in it. And So I did it, and it's the best decision I ever made.
Yeah, the thing scoots. He
It's
just took me for a ride.
Yeah.
I was like, this thing's fucking quick, dude. It's fun. You don't need a lot of power in
No.
those, but like, man, like that thing, it's just the torque and it goes.
somebody posted on Instagram the other day, and it was a little picture of the person in their battery depleting, and then a picture of their Volkswagen Rabbit and their batteries fully recharged.
Yeah.
And it just, I took it out last night down in the mill yard to take some pictures, found a spot I thought was going to be cool pictures, and they were okay. And drove back, and the best picture I think I took was gas station. The lighting
Yeah.
just,
Yep.
and it was a short drive, but like it was awesome.
Yeah.
It's fun to drive. Last year I finished it after the 25-year project and drove it locally to a couple car shows, but my kind of milestone, mark of success was drove it all the way down to Roots, and I want to say it was around 500 miles down, 500 back, and for the most part, no problems. I did have a coolant leak. One of the things, the devil's in the details. So I reused all the OE spring clamps, but when I put everything together, I rotated them so that the parts that you grab are hidden. They're away, out of sight. Well, I did one on the end of the cylinder head, and it had rubbed on one of the heater hoses because of the vibration, and drove into the show indoor at Roots, and they give you like a half a pig mat. And I was like, chuckled to myself, oh, I don't need this. I don't have any leaks. So I parked the truck and put the pig mat down under the engine, go walk around, look at some stuff, come back, and I stand back and look, there's a puddle under my truck. And I'm like, what? And I didn't know it then. I kind of went into panic mode. I'm 8 hours away from home. How am I going to get this home? Got a couple parts from Ethan.
Yep.
And ended up the next morning, topped up the coolant and had an epiphany. If there's not pressure in the system, it's not going to leak as much. So I loosened the coolant bottle cap, drove 8 hours and lost no coolant on the way back just by lowering the pressure in the system.
Wow. Didn't overheat at all?
No.
That's interesting.
And on the way back, I think I got 53 miles to the gallon.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
Actually, I think what it was is it wasn't even that. I drove around a little bit, and went to Fieldworks show in Central Mass. And then before I came home, had to fuel up. So I had drove back from Wildwood, New Jersey, drove around, and drove to Central Mass before I needed fuel again.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. There must have been like a tailwind coming back, because I got back and still had a quarter of a tank, and I was like, this is mind blowing.
That's crazy.
And I did the math, and if I remember correctly, it was like 52 or 53 miles to the gallon.
I mean, what do you think projected power on that thing is? Do you have any idea? Like, the factory, you said it was an ALH?
AHU.
AHU. Oh, it's the Mark III
Mark
TDI.
III TDI.
Yes.
So I think they're 90 horsepower original.
Let me see. So was that a Passat?
Jetta.
Okay. Passat was like the 1Z, right?
Passat was 1Z.
Yep. Yeah. Do you remember Gendron's Passat? Were you there for that?
I kind of remember it.
It was a B4 Passat TDI.
Yeah, I kind of remember
And
that.
it just started developing holes in it because it was so rusty. But he was like, I can't get rid of it because it's so good on fuel.
Well, that's
then it started leaking fuel from the injection pump, and he was like, all right.
Yeah, that's how I got the Mark III TDI that motor came out of. I worked at the first Volkswagen dealership, and I worked on the car, and it had high 200,000 miles on it, 250, 275, and I just kept an eye on it. And then one day, one of the service advisors, female, comes out to me, and she's like, oh, that customer just reached out to me. The car's broke down and he wants to sell it. So I bought it, broken. There is a story behind every piece of my truck.
Yeah.
The motor has its own story. So I bought the car, Mark III TDI with 275, 280 on it, and bought an injection pump off eBay from a guy in British Columbia that was doing the same motor in AHU in a Gulf country.
Yep.
He changed directions on the project. I bought the pump. So the pump has an 11 millimeter head on it. So it's a bigger pump. Put that on. I was working at the Honda dealership at the time. And
was this the white
Jetta? The white Jetta.
Holy moly.
It was so rotted that I could put my arm up in the rocker panels. I had 2 kids that were young at the time, car seats in the back seat, and I put it on the lift. The size of a basketball, I push up on the floor for the 2 kids in the back, one side, and the size of a basketball is all just carpet. There's no metal.
I remember that thing, dude.
Yeah. And then the motor, when I put the injection pump in, the tab for the timing belt tensioner goes in the little freeze plug. Looked a little wonky, and I was like, it'll be fine. I drove it for about 2 days, and that rolled, and it jumped time and bent valves.
Yep.
So the injection pump got it running, but then it spiraled. Yeah. I actually, once I swapped, I think it was in the second car, because I bought another Mark III out of a junkyard, a Jetta GT. That was the red one.
The red one, yep.
And swapped the motor to keep it going. And I actually, when it bent valves, it had spun the timing gear on the snout of the crank. I
think I remember you running into that issue when you had it, when I worked with you.
Yes. And I got a new timing gear because they have a flat cut on the snout of the crank, and it had started to round it.
Yeah.
So I had welded and took a cutoff wheel and tried to make it flat again, and that only worked for so long.
Right.
I ended up taking and pulling the crank out of the motor.
Oh, wow.
And sent it to Tectonics, and
they doweled it.
No, the machinist that's no longer there, he took and got an AAZ timing gear, and that has just a straight, like normal keyway.
Okay.
And he machined the keyway groove 180 out to save the crank.
Gotcha.
Sent it back to me. I put bearings in it and stuff, and
it's been good.
Yeah.
It's a ripper. And the red car, the GT, is now... Jeremy has a supercharged VR6 in it.
Correct.
Fully respray. That thing's like
I don't know if he's resprayed all of it, but he's repainted.
I think the nose, he's
repainted a lot of it.
Yeah.
I actually have a picture when it had the TDI in my driveway, because it sat for a couple years. There were some inspection issues that I didn't want to push through. So I didn't drive it for a couple years, and there's actually a weed growing out of the bottom of the driver's side fender.
Oh my gosh.
And I still have the picture on my phone. It's hilarious.
Now, is the white Jetta an aluminum can right now, probably?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That thing was scary.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It did rip, though. I remember. That's funny. So you've kind of recycled a lot of these vehicles, which is... So the GT got the TDI at one point, the red car, and then you took that out, put it in your truck, and that red car now has a supercharged VR6.
Correct.
So really the only thing that didn't make it was that white Jetta.
The white Jetta in the Jetta GT had a 2-liter ABA in it.
Yeah. Didn't need it.
I didn't need it. I couldn't give it away. This was like 8 years ago. They were everywhere.
Was it a Mark III?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a solid, reliable motor, the 2-liter ABA. Just nobody wanted it. I couldn't give it away.
Yeah. So what do you daily drive now? Are you the van?
A Ford's whatever it is, a Ford van.
Yep. For work. But what about, do you still have the A6?
A6, yeah.
Or 2?
Yep.
That's a cool car.
It's fun.
It's a wagon, right?
No.
Oh, it's a
sedan.
That's right.
I'd love it to be a wagon.
Yeah,
but
a little bit more room.
Just wagons are cool.
12 miles per gallon is good. City.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Those things get shit.
4.2 is not.
Get shit for gas mileage.
Well, I took my son to a lacrosse tournament when he was in high school. I filled up at the Irving by the airport. We were going to Bryant University outside of Providence. I filled up, and the dash said that I had like 380 miles till empty. We're, cruising 80 miles an hour, not too much load in the car. And I'm watching that number. They do good on the highway.
Yeah.
Once you're up to speed, it was increasing.
Yeah.
As I'm driving, it's like going over 400 miles left on the tank. And I'm like, wait, that just said 380.
Yeah. If you drive, like when I drive the RS4, it'll say like, I'll fill it and it'll be like 300 miles. And then if I drive on the highway or I'm going to Connecticut or whatever,
it starts to creep up.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great motors, but yeah, they're just thirsty sometimes.
Thirsty with oil too.
Yeah, that's an Audi
I think
thing.
mine is every 2,000 miles is about 2 quarts.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
But they're kind of nice because it's idiot proof.
Yeah.
They turn on a yellow oil can light on the dash.
Yep.
Like, hey, dummy, go put some oil in.
Yeah.
What do you think maybe not rarest, but what's your favorite part on the car, on the Caddy?
Oh boy. My favorite part, I think there's a lot, but the headlights.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you were telling me about those with the barbecue.
I put a lot of work into them, and I got the idea from, he's part of Revival, I think, John Stairs.
Yep.
His blue Golf has the same headlights. I saw him years ago at Revival, I think, had a booth at Wolfscart.
Yep.
And I saw him I had to have them. I actually had that set of headlights, plus I bought another set. But the set that I have in the truck, the Mark I people know if you want to put those in, you have to be committed. I bought those brand new. The set of headlights was over $500. And I took a Dremel and started cutting them up.
You pay all that money to have to take them all apart.
Oh, yeah. And then I went a step further because you have to cut all the brackets off to get them to fit into the Mark I buckets. But then I went a step further and I retrofitted, like John did, I retrofitted HID projectors into them. So I did a set of projectors from the retrofit source, the smallest ones I could find. And I have bi-xenon, so high-low.
Oh, wow.
Because a lot of people do these headlight swaps. They do it janky, and they only have one beam. They don't have high-low.
Yep.
So this is, honestly, out of all the cars I have, because they all have plastic headlights nowadays.
Yep.
They get pitted, and the lighting is horrible. These are the best headlights in any car that I own.
That's crazy. Well, it's good to see in that car too.
Yeah.
Because rabbits, you usually like my rabbit, it's like
it's like a couple
it's like
candles.
moonlight.
Yeah.
A couple candles.
It's like
Can't see shit in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
No, they're like modern headlights. It's awesome. But I mean, there's a ton of other things. Like I could talk to somebody for 2 or 3 hours, pointing out, showing this and that.
I mean, I probably talked to you for half an hour, 40 minutes. Probably didn't even touch
no
25% of the car.
Nope, didn't even.
Yeah.
Didn't even.
Like the hood release.
Yeah.
You know.
the manual.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
cable, the cableless.
External hood release that is worth like $200 nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can even find somebody selling one.
Yeah.
I got mine up at the chicken coop place up in Maine, and then I came across a local guy that was hoarding parts. And
Oh, the chicken coop guy.
Brendan.
Brendan.
Yeah.
yep. I went up. I basically got my whole VR swap. Like I got my engine harness, my cross member, my pedal assembly. Like I got everything I needed to do it. Plus a set of doors, 2 dashes, the cableless hood latch. I got all kinds of shit. I went up there with a truck and I had a list of stuff I needed.
Yeah.
Plus I walked around in the chicken coops and was like, AJ needed a dash. So I was like, hey, there's a silver stripe, non-cracked. You want it? He's like, yep. I'm like, all right. I took that in a red stripe. Got all kinds of stuff up there. Spent a good amount of money, but it was well worth it.
So a funny story about him. He's known for and had a air-cooled bus with a VR6 in the back of it. I met him years ago, some of the first Wolfscarts in Burlington.
He was that guy?
He was that guy.
Oh, no. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I remember that because I was like, is that a VR? Because he was revving it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that bus? Like, what?
Dude, he gave me a whole tour of everything. But on the first floor of the main chicken coop, he
VR6 bus.
Yeah. But the first floor, he had like the shop, but behind the shop on the ground floor, it was all storage for him and all his friends. And he was just like, he went through all the cars and like what's done to him and this and that and like his personal cars. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy what
he's got a crazy collection.
Yeah.
I met him again. I met him years ago at Wolfscart, put him in my phone as Brandon VR6 bus and never talked to him in I don't know how many years. And I was at Bogscart, the car show in northern New Hampshire in the spring and talking to this guy, Brandon, and it's the same dude. It's just wild.
Did he have his wagon?
He had a
red
white Mark II.
Oh, okay. The Mark II.
Jetta Coupe with a VR.
Oh, I don't know if
dude, he's got a lot of cars. And they're all different. They all got their own thing.
He does have a B3 with fat fives on it, right? Or maybe that's his buddy.
That's his buddy, Max.
Max, that's right. Max. Tall, tattooed guy.
Yes. Yep. He's got a Rottweiler. He posts all pictures of his Rottweiler on Instagram. There's a show coming up. All those guys hang out in Acton, Maine.
Yep. And it's Folks Fair. I don't think it's this weekend, but I know it's another Volks Fair.
Yeah.
But
it's Maine.
It was cool. It's hot. Last time I went, it was hot. It might be next weekend. I wonder. But
you going to Roots again this year?
We talked about it, but I just booked a trip to Italy for the end of this month, so that would be a little bit difficult in terms of finances and just scheduling
time off.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was a good show. I did think the amount of quality cars there were pretty incredible.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For me, it was more like it was different last year than it had been prior years from what everyone tells me.
I went the previous year and last year, and last year was. I mean, I'm going this year. I registered, and I don't know how many days. July 18th, so a fair amount.
Yeah,
I haven't heard back.
Really? Oh,
haven't heard back, and I talked to another guy because I'm also just connected through the Auto Creek. The guy Renzo, he's doing the chassis, the different. I don't even know what it's called.
He does the
contest.
Dub and Grub, right? Or no, that's
it's Auto Creek, but I don't know. I don't totally know the Auto Creek. It's like there's different.
They've been around a long time.
There's
right?
different branches.
Yeah.
There's like a New York Auto Creek.
Okay.
But he's doing a contest, and it's basically like a popularity contest. But
okay,
it's fun. I connect with other like-minded Volkswagen people.
Yeah.
And a guy that I met through Volkswagen stuff, he messaged me the other day. I don't even know where I was going with this. Oh, man.
About Roots?
Roots.
I was going to say, I don't even remember what we were doing.
And he was saying that a lot of people that have been indoors for Roots aren't getting responses. But new people are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. But the get-togethers, there's the Dub and Grub put on by Auto Krieg. That was great. All the different Mark meets, the Corrado
that was
meet.
Cool. Yeah, we went. I mean,
we went to all the meets. I had a blast, took pictures.
But then like Saturday night, they used to do it at the
Mud Hen.
The Mud Hen.
Yep.
And They didn't do it, whatever. I don't know what the reason was, but they didn't do it there this year. It was in a dingy,
Yep. I remember.
dirt parking lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking to my wife about it the other night. She's like, oh, yeah, that's where I might have had too much to drink and laid down and passed out in the back of your truck. I'm like, yep.
I mean, honestly, I think for me too, the indoor show scene for me, like I don't know. I think it's cool. It's a great aesthetic for pictures and stuff, but honestly, for me, I don't love it. It's too curated and like it just seems a little like not my scene.
Right.
Like
I agree.
I used to like going to like hot import nights in like Boston because that was like a party. You'd have like girls on stage and like tiny little whatever and dancing and like
shaking ass.
It was like a club type thing and like
there's a DJ. It was all indoors and shit. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it also rained Sunday for us, so that was kind of
Sunday was tough. Like they had cars outside, but like you couldn't go and walk around.
It was pouring. Right. Yeah, it was like not great, but
I registered in. I'm going either way if I get in or not, and there's kind of a big controversy about the show because he has to pay to rent the place, whatever, and people don't love getting into the show indoors and then you're locked in all day.
It is. I mean, any of the indoor shows are like that. You go to Staggered at the Big E. You know what I mean? It was the same thing. Rules. You're locked in there. You can't leave.
There's rules too. You know, like any of the like any of these Plex places, like you know,
under Blake's tank of gas. Yeah.
Yep. Blake's got Classicer coming up, which is actually the same weekend as Roots, or 40s in a Bag. Okay. But I heard that show might not. I don't know. I think it's still on, but they expected much more, entry at this point for people who are pre-registered.
Are you pre-registered?
No, because I'm going to Classicer because I wanted to bring the air cool. The Classicer is really cool. It's like it's Porsche. There are air-cooled Audis, but they're very rare. And it's basically Porsche, Volkswagen, air-cooled only. But there are rules when you park in there. Like you have to have, it's all fire code stuff. So I get it. I mean, people don't like it. But also, now I guess I'm a hypocrite because I'm going to an indoor show. But honestly, it's like, it really isn't my scene. I guess the cars there are more... like, I don't know, I really, really are more interested in the stuff. And the array of different cars for me there was pretty crazy last year because I did go. But yeah, I would like to go to 40s. Are you going?
I'm going to possibly try.
Yeah. Looks like a great...
It's tough, though, because it's a long weekend is Roots. The next weekend is Unity. And then the next weekend is 40s in a Bag.
Yep.
Did you ever go to the old 40s in the Bag?
No.
Okay.
No.
It was one of those that was on the list that I wanted to go to, and it just never happened.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
But I think he's had like thousands of entry in prior years. Like I think the last year they did it was like
2019. It was 19, yeah.
He said there was like too many people, like over 1,000.
Yeah, every year it just got up and up.
But now there's like not enough people registered. So he's like... I think there was this debate on whether it was going to be feasible because of the amount that they've spent and forked out. They needed a certain amount of people.
Well, I thought it was done on his property too.
It is, but I think there must be expenses because it sounded like he spent thousands.
I mean, if he's expecting a shit ton of people, because I think like they have events.
Yeah, they
around town, so he might have to get security and shit depending on what's going on.
Honestly, we had that barbecue last weekend and 40 people.
Yeah, it might have been more.
That was like the amount of prep that I had to do, and then honestly the expenses. I mean, we had a band, which was pretty wild, but like honestly, it was just a lot of running around and shelling out money. And I'm like, wow, this is actually adding up pretty quick. And
that's why people start charging for them after a while.
Yeah. I mean,
you go from 50 people to 100 people to 200 people, and you're like, all right, I gotta start figuring it out.
I was thinking maybe like next year, I don't know, I might consider maybe doing it somewhere. I was
gonna say you could maybe do the barbecue for one more year.
Yeah.
And then
We could just have a show.
Kick it to a show.
Like just a big show. Cause I really, it was like my house is like, obviously I've got a decent sized backyard, but when you have like a full band with like speakers.
But you mean even if the band wasn't there, it would taken up 2 cars. You know what I mean? And like,
no, I just mean like if you want to have like, I really like that aspect of it with like live music and stuff. I think that's one thing. Like I think car shows, it's really cool. So I'm obviously a huge music guy. I love music, and the band Head First, like they're a bunch of young guys, are really talented, and but like obviously a bigger venue with more people and maybe a couple bands would be really cool. But I was pretty pumped about that. But
well, since we're talking about the music thing, I was going through my phone. I forgot about the playlist.
Oh yeah.
So
I added a bunch.
I know
you
did
like 10 or mostly hip hop.
Yeah, which is fine. But anybody, so I made a 3 Pedals podcast playlist on Spotify, and I opened it up, and I'm going to share the link on Instagram and shit, and people can just add whatever music they want to it. So I know Dan likes listening to all kinds of music except for country.
I don't really like country,
but
to be honest.
It'd be something cool, like to see what people listen, want one song or 20 songs. You know what I mean? They can add whatever they want to it, and then it's there for everyone to listen to.
Cool.
So I thought it'd be kind of cool to do. So I'm gonna, when I release this episode, I'm gonna put a link in, probably, I think I can do it on Spotify in the description, but I'm gonna put it on Instagram. So if you listen to it and you want to add to it, just go to Instagram. It'll be on.
You got subs in the truck?
No.
Where you going to put them? His seat's right up against the back wall.
You'd have to like have Ryan like build them into the floor or something.
Put them in the door panels.
Yeah.
No, I'd like to have more speakers, but
do you have just the 2 on the dash? Or?
There's only one in the factory location under the center of the dash.
Okay. Yep.
Oh wow.
So when people put the speakers on the dash, that's
factory.
Okay, so yours didn't have that?
No, mine had it.
You put cup holders in there.
I put cup holders in there.
I was going to say, I was looking at that, and that's when I grabbed that hook, but I saw the cup holders. But like my Mark II dash, it has, you can put like a 3-inch speaker maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark I's, you don't need a whole lot of sound. Like they're pretty small.
I just listen to all the rattling. Try to keep track of the noises.
What's new?
What's new?
Honestly, though, between yours and like my 82 1.6 diesel, that thing's so much smoother when it comes to like just like the engine vibration wise. I would say even with the different mounts and everything in your car is still smoother. Mine is just marbles, and it sounds like a bag of marbles.
Yeah.
But it runs great. I mean, it just sounds like it's got this very distinct 1.6 diesel, like marble, like, is that how it's supposed to sound noise? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it does shake a decent amount. It has all new factory motor mounts. So I think that's just part of the game.
Yeah. It's what they are.
Yeah. I think Devin you know Devin Tardif? We did.
Not personally.
Do you know him?
Yeah.
He's got the white truck.
Yeah.
I don't know him personally, but I'm 99% sure I'm friends with him on Facebook.
We did, at one point, I did like a little bit of work to it. I did like a timing belt, and like we put poly. He had issues. He had one of those, somebody had taken and made their own motor mount. It was real cheap.
Like a hockey puck?
Yeah. So I put a factory bushing in it, and for whatever reason, it just didn't hold up or last very long. And I was like, I don't know what would have happened. I used the factory tool to press it in. I was like, it went in okay, but it could have just been a cheap aftermarket one. It was like the factory style.
Yeah.
But they're not much. They've got big voids in them.
Yeah.
And so he went a little overkill, and I think he got like a BFI with like a poly, and that thing rattles like it's pretty quick. It's got a same motor, similar swap. Yeah. So
same motor. His just isn't intercooled.
Okay. And his boots too. Like I've driven it, and I'm like, damn. But like at idle, it's just like, because I wouldn't recommend doing poly. It's
poly with a diesel is not a good combo.
Actually, remember Melissa with her Mark V TDI?
Yeah.
She did all poly mounts in that, and was like, Absolutely not.
I put
Just took them all out
I got the green like half BFI like half stage
for your Mark II.
for the Mark II.
VR6s like
So I'm
they're
hoping
smooth.
it shouldn't be
They're
a big
smooth.
deal.
Yeah, you won't even.
Yeah.
I have in the Mark IV. It has the same style. It's the VF Engineering.
Yep.
Like the round ones with red poly, and it's like it's smooth, but it's a 6-cylinder, so it just like hums, you know. Yeah.
But
What?
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were pointing
No.
at him.
I was just no, I was just looking over.
You had a thought, maybe.
I don't have many.
I don't know. Did you have any more questions? I mean, there's a lot to that truck.
The
if you
truck
wanted
is
to-
absolutely, it's amazing. I mean, honestly, down to the details. The rear bumper, I really enjoy the way that you've sectioned it and
Yeah,
polished.
I'm gonna have to
and-
look up what a factory one looks like because I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
And then the like, you know, he was just walking us through
Yeah.
outside some of the details, but you know, you had some of the like the VIN plate.
So in the life of this truck in my hands, I had multiple rabbits, multiple dashes. Come towards the end of the project, I realized that the door jam sticker was gone, so I didn't have the VIN number, and the VIN stamped in the rain tray on a rabbit pickup truck is not accurate to like a title, because they stamp Z's in as it's going down the
Yes.
production line to hold spaces, because they don't know what options it's going to have. Also, the original dash with the VIN number was gone. Don't know where it's gone to.
Did you have the original title or?
I found a title in, well, it was from New York, and before I bought it, when my wife found it, it had lived in New York. So I was like,
This must be it.
well, I'd had a couple other trucks that came from like the Albany, New York area,
Yeah.
and was like, I hope this is right, and ended up having a friend run a Carfax on it to like make sure it didn't pop up as stolen or
Yeah.
something.
Right.
So that came back clear, and I was like, okay. And I don't remember. I think I used that title because I was going to have a problem registering it. I didn't have, because I would have had to fill out with New Hampshire an affidavit of ownership, because I didn't have I had lost my last registration
Okay.
from Vermont, because the last time it was registered was when I lived in Vermont. Ended up taking a day off, went back to Vermont with the title from New York, and I don't remember there was something. I ended up getting a brand new title from Vermont.
Oh, wow.
Went in, paid like $40, showed them whatever, the old title where it had been signed over to me, and they looked it up in the history and printed me a new title. I think I paid like $40, and they had the cool Vermont plates. We are Vermont strong. Mm-hmm. Well, I had to buy one of those.
Yeah.
And then turned around, drove back to New Hampshire. 2.5 hours later, told the lady in the town hall, like, be careful, the ink might not be dry.
Yeah.
She
This thing's
took-
hot. I just printed it.
She took the title, and now it's all legally registered. But a lot of the process was, once I figured out that the title I had that correct VIN number, I was missing the door jam sticker, and I reached out to Gary at Deutschland Customs, and he remakes those door jam stickers.
I was talking to him about that at the barbecue.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's really cool.
After getting my car painted, I'm gonna need.
Yep.
I'm gonna need that.
So what information's on the door jam sticker?
All of
Gross
it.
vehicle weight.
Gross vehicle weight, date of manufacturer.
So did you give him
He has.
information or did he?
Well, that's the only thing is I didn't have a date of production, so I said just pick something.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, at that point, it doesn't really matter.
You should have picked the day you finished it. Well, it's never really finished, right?
Right, exactly. But and then, so he did that, and then, like I said, the VIN tag on the dash was missing. I didn't want to go to a car show, get pulled over in New Jersey, have some cop have a hair across his butt,
Yep.
and start looking at this stuff. So I found a way. Somebody 3D printed a VIN tag out of plastic.
Very cool.
And It looks the part, and I was able to actually, the dash has plastic rivets. I was able to pop the plastic rivets, undo them, and reuse them with the correct VIN tag. And then the other thing is he makes like your paint code sticker that would go on the radiator support. All the Rabbit pickup truck stuff is specifically numbered from Volkswagen. The part number starts with 179. So the paint code sticker, I had him start the part number with 179 instead of the one. Originally, I think they're all like 175.
Okay.
So
is it the sport truck that has, or the sport truck doesn't have any different like?
Besides the graphics, and actually, I talked to Brandon.
Yep.
From up in Maine, and he had talked to people that used to work at the dealerships. Back in the day when the sport trucks came out, they would come without the stickers on them. They would be like rolled up.
Really?
And techs would have to put the stickers on at the dealership.
What was the difference between like a sport? Because obviously you have the sport truck graphics and they look awesome.
I don't know. I would have to refer to Ethan Mueller.
Yeah.
With the mountain green Rabbit, really ratty looking
yep.
one. He knows so many of these crazy details. Like there's the Champagne Edition Rabbits.
Yep. Okay.
He knows all of the details, what would be in a Champagne Edition. There's also a black tie edition, and he knows all the little details. I posted a picture when I first started driving my truck, and I put like the chrome Beetle door handles interior, and I didn't even catch it, but the passenger side was a driver side just flipped upside down. So you couldn't reach your fingers into it from the top. You had to kind of, and I posted a picture with when I took the ride, my wife had fallen asleep and he pointed it out. Your door handle's upside down. He's funny. He's one of those detail guys that knows all those details.
Yep.
But
yeah, that's cool. Any other, besides like did you have any other custom labels or anything?
No.
That's pretty cool though. So you have so what was the color of the car again?
Anari Silver.
Anari Silver. Yeah.
I'm going to fail. I don't remember what the code is for Anari Silver.
Where did that color, because it's not Calypso.
Nope. That color came on like a 79 Rabbit.
Okay. So it was a factory Mark 1 color.
Yep.
But not on trucks.
No, I don't think they ever put it. Basically, the truck is all the pieces that I think are cool that I wanted.
Yeah. You built your own.
I built my own.
You wanted. I think that's cooler than the original stuff sometimes. I think it's good that people restore cars to an exact spec so that we have preserved examples of what, you see a lot of the 83, 84 Westmoreland GTIs that are like almost exacting to the way that they were built, which is good because those cars you can kind of base off of like, okay, this is how it was.
Right.
Those ones survived a little better than some of the earlier Rabbits.
Is that the same color as Toby, his Jetta?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, it is? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Cool.
So when I was at the Volkswagen, one that I missed and I wish I could go back and find a way to have gotten it was when I worked at the Volkswagen dealer in Vermont. I don't know the whole story. There was a 4-door 79 diesel Anari Silver Rabbit. Customer had it. The owner bought it, and I wanted to try to get it. Didn't have the means at the time. The two brothers that owned the dealership, one of them bought it and gave it to their kid that didn't even know what they had. Drove it year round.
Wow.
Yeah. But.
Yeah. That's tough with those.
Yeah. But.
Would you say though, I guess they made a lot of Rabbits, but like the Mark III's got to be the worst generation for rot.
Yeah. The metal.
Mark I's, you usually see it in the floors. You see it around the windshield.
Yep.
But Mark III's is just like.
It's everywhere.
It's the whole car.
The hatch, the hood, the doors, the fenders, the floors.
Yeah.
The floors.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Like could you find a clean Mark III, a decent Mark III chassis in New England right now?
You can, but you're going to pay all the money for, and
Not
it probably
sitting in someone's yard.
Yeah, it probably didn't.
They're few and far between.
Yeah.
Mark IIs though.
I mean, they're out there.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't rot out.
No. They
Mm.
were like, you know what?
It's the same thing with the Mark Ones. Floors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Floors.
just, it depended on where they parked it and whatever and the weather.
What did you used to pay for Mark Ones like back in the day? Like when you were, because he was always kind of a Mark II guy.
$500.
Oh yeah, yeah.
$500 all day.
You could buy rabbit trucks in rabbits. I mean, when I was going to college, I think I probably paid between $500 to $700 for a Burgundy. Like I think it was an '81 4-door Rabbit Canadian production car, so it had a carburetor on it. And I drove it back and forth to college, and I would just beat the bag out of it. Like every time I took off from college to the floor, spinning the tires, I got pulled over actually when I was going to college. It was about 45 minutes away. And I thank my parents for getting me through this now, because I ended up, it was 45 minutes. I worked at the guy's place until like midnight, left his place, and got pulled over. And the guy came up to me, the cop, and he's like, I didn't think a Volkswagen Rabbit would go this fast. And a couple days later, driving my wife's Mark II Jetta, coming out of a 35 mile an hour zone, speeding up, coming into the 55, I did it too soon and got another ticket. And I'm like, oh no, this is bad. Got in Vermont at that time, if you got 10 points on your license, you lost your license for 10 days. So I had to commute 45 minutes back and forth each way to college. And my parents took me halfway, met a kid. He took me the other way.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's funny that you can, you look back at like even when I was in high school, you could get Rabbits for pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Mark IIs were a little bit more like people were like looking for those, but Rabbits for whatever reason, even like the GTIs. I mean, I had friends who were like, "Oh, I just picked this up for $1,000, and it's like that's a pretty cool car, but not anymore.
No,
it's not like that.
$1,000 cars, $500 cars are long gone.
Yeah, it's kind of
if you're buying one, it's your Fred Flintstone. Like, it's like Ethan's white car. There's no floor in it. You lift up the carpet, it's just straight ground.
I was listening to a podcast recently with like some big name guys, and they brought up the Volkswagen Rabbit, and they were talking about commuter cars that were like, if you had to own a commuter car, like what would you buy if just a fun little commuter car that you could just get in and drive. And one of the guys who is like a big Porsche guy, like he's like, honestly, the first time I drove a Volkswagen Rabbit, I realized, he's like, I know why people like Beetles, because I've driven Beetles. Beetles are a lot of fun to drive. They've got the noises, the feels, the smells. And he said he, had never driven a Rabbit. He jumped in a Rabbit and he was like, I get it now. This is something special. And it is weird how it's similar to a Beetle, an air-cooled Beetle, in it's kind of like simple and like it runs good. And I thought it was funny that he made that connection, like, oh, this thing is really fun to drive, completely different layout, but like this just feels like that same spirit of fun and cheap, and like should now it's all expensive, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely, I like jump in my 82. It's nothing like yours. It's kind of a shit box. It's rusty and it's like, and it's got a 1.6 diesel, but I swear people think I'm crazy. I'm like, this is one of my favorite cars that I own. Like this is just, there's something special to it if it runs, and it just runs good, and you just get in it. You don't have to worry about it as much. And it's just a fun little tractor.
I have one early Westy 4-door Rabbit, it's got a 1.5 diesel with a 4-speed. It's so much fun to drive. It's like a little go-kart almost.
Yeah.
And they don't go fast enough where you're going to get yourself in a bad situation.
No, but you can jump people at stoplights and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I get why they were like, these are the hot hatches. And it's not even a GTI. It's just a Golf diesel. But they've got a little bit of torque there so that like if you're on it and you're a driver, the light turns green and these new cars are behind you. And it's like, well, they're going to catch up to you, obviously.
And pass you.
Yeah, but it's like you kind of got some speed with it. The thing that sucks about mine is like I've noticed it's modified, so it's got a little bit more power, but it's got a better injection pump. And the guy that owned it prior to me, he really kept it in good mechanical shape. But I've noticed if you have to slow down quickly on the highway and then get back up to that speed,
that just so mine. If I drive it and there's a hill, the car just wants to turn around and go the other way. It just.
You got to chug up in second gear.
My truck, the original engine was a 1.6 non-turbo diesel with a 5-speed, so it had a 4-speed with economy.
Okay.
And I lived in Vermont. There was this farm valley, long, flat, straight section. I would get the thing maxed out like 75 miles an hour, and then it was like this slight incline, a couple little windy. By the time I got to the top, I was doing 30 miles an hour in second gear.
Wow.
It just,
yeah, I did notice that with mine. It's just like, but other than that, if you're not stuck in traffic and you can get the momentum and just get it going, it's just a fun little beater.
The thing that blows my mind is, I don't know, do you know the kid with the tan rabbit truck locally, Kyle Semino?
I know, is that Mark 1 Cabrio King?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Everybody's Instagram. That's why I know most people.
That's how I know everybody.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know what that has for an engine though.
A stock 1.6.
Oh, okay. Yep.
He drives it to madness outside of Philadelphia. It's like I wouldn't even think of doing that.
That's got to be a long ass trip. He wanted me to drive his rabbit down the roots with the brake booster still fucked up. Like,
still haven't fixed it.
If I got into stop and go traffic, I was dead.
Yeah,
I've been driving it.
Yeah, that's fine. You go to work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to know what your limitation is when you start hitting the brakes.
Yeah, it's definitely, I use the gears quite a bit to slow down in that car because
that's why you got 3 pedals.
I have a booster sitting there, but like I've replaced the like the vacuum pump diaphragm, all that stuff is like I rebuilt that just to see and check. There's a little check valve. Somebody, they knew about it when they sold it to me. They're like, the brakes just feel like not good, and I was like, all right, but it had like newer brakes on it, so I was like, it's got to be something hydraulic, so I got to put a booster in it. But and also the steering column bearing,
the bearings fall
out. I did just order one from what's the guy's name, Errol Autoworks. Do you know that guy?
Yep.
So he makes it's like a saver.
Yep.
And it's like a 2-piece and it kind of locks around it. So I have a new bearing. I tried to like zip tie it prior and it kind of worked for a little bit, but mine's like pretty fucked up. So I don't even know if that bearing saver is going to work. Is your
bearing broken? Like the plastic?
I honestly think I can't remember. I think I had to like I wrapped electrical tape around the steering shaft and then zip tied it because it was like already in pieces kind of. It helped a little.
My old white rabbit, I think it still has. I jerry-rigged some like a hose clamp.
Yep.
Around I think I tack welded it to hold the bearing up in.
It's not too bad. It'll probably take me like a few hours to just pull the column apart and press on the new bearing. I have that. I bought that from some Mark 1 Engineering.
Yep.
But no, mine's like whatever. I'm like, oh, it's part of the rattle. But like if you're at a stoplight and you just push up on the steering wheel, the vibrations kind of go away, like a lot of them, because that bearing is just absolutely toast. But it's cool that people make Mark 1 parts, or like, some of it's really hard to find, but like there are people they're
trying to remake a lot of the parts that
there's a lot of community that supports that in the Mark 1 stuff.
Yep.
I don't know how the Mark 2 is as much.
I mean, there's somebody made new roof guards,
the seals,
and I talked to Tim, and Tim's like they're actually pretty good.
Yep.
But I have a pair from parting out a car, so I have a good one.
Yep.
I have two for when I put my car back together. But yeah, he's like, they're actually not bad. So it's good to know. But yeah, there's a lot of people out there trying to remake.
A lot of people are the stuff that people are 3D printing is cool.
Yeah. I'd really like to invest in a 3D printer at some point, but I mean, to get something that will print a large item, it's kind of an investment.
Yeah, like I mean, you can make some pretty big stuff, but if you're trying to make something like big, the plate needs to be big.
Yep. Yeah, Mark 1s are cool.
They're fun to drive.
They're pretty cool.
Never owned a Mark II. Haven't had one yet. I told Ethan I'm just going to hold out for a rally.
I've had
a rally golf? Yeah. Everybody's dream car.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be tough if you're going to pick a G60, do you go golf country or do you go rally?
I go rally.
I think the rally is one of the coolest looking Volkswagens ever built. Like Corrados are arguably, a lot of people say, Scirocco's too, but I mean, and obviously the Mark 1 Golf GTI is like, I feel like that's just such a very good
iconic
looking, understated looking car. Like it just has great body lines.
Yeah.
But that fucking Golf Rally just looks so cool. Like it is just like wide and those box flares and
it's equivalent to an R32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you look at the RS Audi stuff, like the RS2, and it's just like that wider, it's just the wider body, It reminds me of like the rally Audis, like the Coupe Quattros and the Quattros and stuff like that, because they, especially with the 80s box flares like that's just such a neat look. But yeah, everybody complains about the G60, but some people love them.
Like Tim
loves them.
Tim loves that shit. Big G60 guy.
Did they come with air conditioning? I can't remember.
Yeah.
So you turn that air conditioning on, that thing's just sucking. It's trying.
Struggling.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the old bond burner, the twin screw superchargers?
Yep.
They just have a special sound.
Ben had one that Mark III got from Toilet John.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He had a black Mark III with the bond burner.
Did he sell that to Savannah?
No. He sold that to somebody in Connecticut. That dude.
Okay.
I saw it at Dust Off a few years ago. Put a roll cage in it, but it wasn't like bolted into the floor. It was just in there. I was like, if this guy gets into a car accident, he's dead. Because that thing's coming right at his head.
Oh my god!
But yeah, he sold it to somebody because he got it and like he drove it around for a little while and he's like, the floors are a lot softer than
Mark III stuff.
Yeah, than he originally was told, and he didn't know. But and then I think the supercharger was giving him issues, and he was like, I'm out.
That's the only way to make those G60s reliable was to get rid of the stock charger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, his was just a 2-liter with the bond burner, but yeah, the G60. I think Tim was looking into that for a little while.
Well, I know the Pro Charger stuff kind of like they started doing some of the Pro Charger stuff, but it's such a niche market.
Well, but I think the guy that was, I don't know the story actually, but it seems like the guy that was trying
to get it going again.
It seemed like Bond Burner died, and this guy retook it over and was trying to revive it, and
it's tough.
It
just didn't pan out.
Didn't pan out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you want to we'll kill it. Call it.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm hungry.
Yeah. Lara should be home soon, and I got to figure out dinner.
I got to go get dinner too.
Yeah. Nice. Not a bad spot to end. 5 hours or just 5 hours.
5 hours.
Jesus, 5 o'clock. So, all right. So, So I'm going to share the Spotify playlist, and anybody can add to it whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
Dan will listen to it all. I'm going to check it out. I've been listening to a lot of music in my car lately, so
I'll put some country on there for you, Dan.
Thank you.
You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Amazon Music, Pocket Cast. You can follow us on Instagram, 3 Pedals Podcast, and Carhouse. You can follow us at Capone, Mike at send__it, Dan J. Pendleton, Jen_Benson, and Andy G Sandy with 3 eyes at the end. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.